D. Williams is in the building. So sit back, relax, and listen.
Are you ready for this?
And listen to the mix.
Guys, we are back. You are listening to the D Factor Radio Show. This is D. Williams. Listen, guys, we are on the line with Dwayne Word of Tiger-Phoenix.com, who is giving us all the goods, the skinny, the good, the bad, the great, not a lot of bad, lots of great, on YouTube marketing. I want to know, I have so many questions. How do I go viral? That's my biggest question. There was a guy, Dwayne, that was, I read an article.
We're too good of friends now. You cannot call me Dwayne anymore. Call me D or call me Stat like everybody else, please.
D, I apologize. It's different calling somebody D when that's your name, right?
I know, right?
D, I'm sorry. And you know, one of my best friends, his name is Dwayne too, and I already feel the love, so it just kind of flowed out natural. But D, that's your name. I'm calling you D. Okay, listen. So I read an article today, and there was a guy. He did $4 million. He made $4 million last year on YouTube. Did you read that article by any chance?
No, but there's a guy who eclipsed him the year before, and two people that were in the $3 million range, I believe, in 2011, 2012, and I didn't check to see what they did in 13. But these are, by the way, it's good for us to preface, these aren't actual artists or celebrities or people who, by their fame, have driven followers to them, but these are just everyday people who found a niche, found something that they love to do, was able to make really good content that kept people coming back, and then their numbers grew. Those numbers turned into an army, and that army then began to be their support system and their advertising system. That is what's so beautiful about YouTube. All you have to do is find the right niche, and if you can get people behind you that are somehow connected to what you are doing, and it resonates with them, all of your work you put in is only on the front end. Then the work starts to do itself. So, and that's the beauty of residual income. We'll get into that.
You know, I have so many questions, D. Okay, so
go ahead.
When I read this article, his name is PewDiePie. And I actually read the article, but he had a video where somebody had interviewed him, and I watched some of his videos, and I'm definitely not a hater. I'm a supporter, but they were very different, right? And I would not personally get excited about what this guy is talking about, but when I read the article, this guy has 27 million subscribers. Yes. I don't have 27 million subscribers. How do you get 27 million subscriibers to...
I'm glad you said that, because you just set this up for perfectly what I wanted to touch on next.
Okay, good.
And this is the beauty of, I don't know, this might be the gift of the curse. I'm not quite sure. But there is a fetish or a liking or an interest in everything under the sun that you can possibly think of. Okay. That is why YouTube is so good and so bad altogether, because whatever idea that you have bouncing around in your brain, chances are other people have that same idea bouncing around in their brain. And if you get enough of them together, then that grows and that energy starts to bring more and more and more like-minded people into that idea or that concept or that niche. And so one thing that I was taught was there's never a bad idea for anything that you want to build a video for. It doesn't matter. And I have a few myths that I want to break along with that.
Please do.
The first one is people, the myth is that you have to be computer savvy to make a living on YouTube. The answer to that is absolutely categorically wrong.
Okay.
You do not even have to have any skills at all to build a YouTube video and put a YouTube video on. YouTube 2 years ago came up with a way of allowing people to upload their own videos and use some Creative Commons videos to mash their videos together, and then in turn take those videos and put them up there and monetize them. And the system that they've now a few times is so easy to use that it's crazy. You can watch a 5-minute video on YouTube in the help section and be creating videos on your own.
That's crazy. There's a YouTube video for, you're right, for literally everything. I mean, sometimes it got to the point where I like to develop websites on the side for fun too. And I was talking to my web developer and I was trying to figure something out. And he looked at me one day and said, why don't you just YouTube it? And I thought, oh yeah. And it was like, right. And it was not just one video. It was like millions of videos. I got to choose from a valley of beautiful videos that showed me everything I wanted and so much more. It's absolutely crazy. But I don't think I ever searched YouTube out of a certain space. But you're saying that there's pretty much a video for anything out there.
Yes, and what you said is a very good thing for all of your listeners to hear, and I'm just going to repeat it one more time. You had to do something. It was something that you needed to figure out in your everyday life for something you wanted to do, and you didn't know how to do it, so you went out to YouTube and you found tons of different videos on it. That is exactly what people do. They what some of these people who build different channels and different niches now, something will pop into their mind as they're walking through their daily lives. Something will inspire them. They'll go do a YouTube search, and if they see that YouTube, whatever they're searching for, gets a lot of hits, a lot of people looking for that same thing, a lot of curiosity in that same thing, they'll add that to their niche, and now they have a whole another category of people to add to their growing YouTube empire.
Wow.
So the beauty is that it's limitless, because whatever you can think of, you can now turn and use as another vehicle for you to drive more revenue to yourself.
How do you find out? I know you're saying it's your passion or things that you like, but how do you find out what's hot? I mean, how do you find out, how do you find your following? Because like if I have some type of kooky idea, I don't know if my ideas are all kooky, but maybe I have a bracelet fetish or a shoe fetish, or how do you find these people in order for them to even find the video on YouTube? Or is it just kind of an organic thing that happens?
No, you said it perfectly. If you have a kooky idea, something that you find quirky, that you like, and you think that you'd like to see something on that, you go out there and you do a search, and you'd see how many other people are searching for that same exact thing. And then YouTube gives you the ability to actually really fine-tune your search. They have a new advanced search that allows you to search all the way back to the last 7 days to see how many people searched on that particular thing in the last 7 days. So basically, there's many different ways that you can choose to find what niche is hot right now. A lot of people use trends. You can go out to Twitter to see what's trending on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You can go out, if something's really hot, it's been stable for 4 or 5 days, go create a video about it.
Really? Just that
and
simple?
The video is as simple as you know that there's somebody out there that has a YouTube channel where their whole YouTube channel is about talking about reactions to whatever is going on in the world. Anything that hits the major news, they'll create a video with their thoughts on it.
Really?
Something else happens, they create another video with their thoughts on it. And people come, and people who either are like-minded as them and think the same way will come and support them. And then you have the others who, it's YouTube, when you get to the comment section, what, it just all goes downhill from there. So you have the people that are all on one side, and then the other people who are completely on the opposite side, and then you have a couple indifferent ones in there that don't comment. But the beauty of YouTube is, there's no good or bad drama. There's no such thing. It's just opinions. And everybody has them. And what that means for you, positive. Because that means more people are coming to your channel, more people are watching your videos, more people are getting involved. However they choose to get involved is their own right. Let them do them. But your video is sparking an opportunity for people to exchange ideas in one manner or another. And that overall is a good thing.
So the guy that was in the article, his videos were crazy. I mean, I saw him with ponytails in his hair. I think he had a diaper on in one. I mean,
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. Him and his friends decided. The first video that took off was, I think it was I want to say it was maybe a Katy Perry song, and he did it on chat roulette. where they were just screwing with a bunch of people who were watching chat roulette like really late at night.
Yeah.
And he dressed as a girl, but he had like the lights like really, really dark, and he was singing to or lip singing to a song. And then the lights come on, and it's a guy, and the guy's looking at another guy who he thought might have been a girl, and they catch their reaction. And then the people ultimately turn off their camera real quick, and it switches to the next person. And they decided, ingenious, that they would record all of this and then put it on YouTube, and it got like 25 million hits. It went viral in like, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and that launched their channel. From then, they just kept doing crazy, weird stuff, and there just seems to be a huge calling for... Here's the thing. Whatever you are going to do, anyone's going to do out there, I would say don't be influenced by what you think is hot and trendy or any of that. Do not let any of that ever dissuade you from doing what you feel is right. And the only thing that tells you what's right is how you feel inside. If something that you want to do makes you feel good, then do it.
I love
Trust
that.
me, if you feel good, people are going to feel good about it as well. And you don't have to worry about where those people come from. They will come.
And you just bring up a very good point, because when I first started doing my YouTube videos, I people don't really know this, but last year I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm so thankful that it was benign. They removed the tumor. It was benign. But I was very insecure about my stomach because I had this huge tumor growing in my stomach. So I would not get in front of the camera on YouTube, right? So I would have my PowerPoint presentation, and I'm talking and I'm being me, but they really didn't see my face. And I was so nervous about, one, them not seeing me, and two, I have this northern accent that is still very raw in a lot of ways, and I don't sound professional all the time. I say words, they sound funny, and I was like, oh my gosh, how are they going to take me? And then I get excited about things that I'm passionate about. So I don't know if you've ever seen any of the videos, but you can hear me like going crazy, as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. My hands are flying as they are right now. My hands are flying in the air, and I'm smiling and I'm giving good information. And I was so nervous about posting that first video. I was super, super, super nervous. Like, oh my gosh, nobody is going to look at this video. I think I have like 19,000 views on that first video that I did. And then people started to subscribe to my channel. And so I started to put more videos out, and then finally I did do a video with my face, and and that video was even pretty big. So I would like to say to anybody out there that if you're concerned about how you look, how you sound, people don't care, I don't think, when you make these videos. All they're concerned with is the information that you are presenting. Would you say that that's true?
I would go even a step further than that, and I think it doesn't really even matter, and this might sound a little crazy. Some people might think I've gone out a little bit onto a ledge, but I don't even think it really matters what your content is. If what you're doing comes from a good place, you'll bring like-minded people that are looking for the same thing.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
And one thing that we all trip ourselves up over all the time is being so concerned with how the outside views us. And the reality is, if you view yourself to be the most amazing person you've ever seen,
which I am, I'm sorry, D. I'm sorry.
No.
I couldn't resist it.
The rest doesn't matter. How anybody else feels about you does not matter at all, because those that hate on you will find different things to do, and those that are gravitated to you are the ones you wanted to be near you anyways.
I love that.
So anybody out there that has any insecurities at all those insecurities are, at least in my humble opinion, by how I kind of take a view at life now, those insecure feelings is your internal voice saying, why are you tripping over this?
Right.
You are better than this.
Right.
You know this is something that you don't even need to worry about.
Right.
Push it aside, let it go, and just go be you.
And just do it. And I mean, that's the bigger thing. Like, yes, go beyond your insecurities, but don't let those insecurities hold you back. Just do it. And that was what, one of the things I did. I just went ahead and published it, and then was like, wow, I couldn't believe the response that I get. So we're going to break for commercial in a minute, but when we come back, I want to talk about how do I make my 4 million this year on YouTube. Okay. I want to make my 4 million D now. And, and you talked a little bit about going viral, but I want to talk about the hype around going viral and kind of some of the strategies that people have created to go viral and it didn't work and why, right? So I want to kind of talk about this. I have a lot of questions. If you're listening today, please call in 404-355-8699 or 866-923-2860. You can tweet us, Instagram us, your best YouTube snippet of your YouTube video. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. You're D Williams. You're listening to the D Factor Radio Show. I am D Williams. And we'll